people to hop on here again. Okay, and we're back. So, sorry about the confusion. I'm going to give it a second to see if we can get some people to jump on. You know, if you're starting the replay, you can always fast forward past this part and just get to the content and the meat of what we're talking about. So, we're just going to give it a few minutes. Okay, we got some people joining. Thank you.
Good morning.
Thank you. Go ahead and let us know where you're joining us from, and go ahead and tap the screen when you get to something that you like hearing, and give us some heart love, and we'll make sure to return the favor when the opportunity presents itself. So hopefully you can hear me. Hopefully it's not. If you can't hear, type in the comments and let us know if you can't hear. But we're at Roasters. Actually, we're at Resilient Coffee in Richland. And so we're going to be scoping from a different location.
Good morning.
Around town.
I think we're back on now.
Okay, so we're going to
Good morning. Thank you for joining.
Hi, over there.
We've got some good business tips. We're calling this the Lunchbox Talks, and we've got some good business tips to share with you all. Just a quick moment of your time, hopefully on your lunch break. Thank you for the hearts.
Yes.
If you, hello, where are you from? Let us know where you're from if you're just hopping on, and if you're doing the replay, go ahead and fast forward to the meat of the conversation, as Crystal would say.
Mm-hmm. And don't forget to tap the screen and give those hearts, because we all like those.
Indonesia. Hello from Indonesia.
Hi from Indonesia. So we're actually double scoping here. We got two screens going. But my name is Crystal Willingham, and I am the owner of cclaritymedia and Consulting. I am a holistic business consultant, and my passion is to help heart-centered businesses, heart-centered business owners thrive in all areas of their life: mind, body, spirit, relationships, and finances. And I also love social media. So we're getting on here with everyone else, hopping on the Periscope bandwagon and getting going on here. And so what our goal is to do this broadcast every week, every Thursday, from a different location around our community, the Tri-Cities, and really kind of get the idea of social collaboration out there. And if you're not in the Tri-Cities and you live in a different community, to hopefully help to share with you in your community how powerful it can be to get out there and collaborate socially on social media and off social media to build relationships in your community with other business owners, and to help each other grow and help each other thrive. So that's kind of the topic that we're going to share with you guys today, and then maybe hopefully get some feedback from you on if you've tried this and if it's working for you and what you really think about it. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
So if you want to share this with other like-minded people, other entrepreneurs, other small business owners, go ahead and swipe right and hit share broadcast for all your followers, and let them know that we're here. Let them know that this is something that they might enjoy.
Absolutely. And go ahead and introduce yourself, my dear.
Oh, yes. I am Tara Mendoza. I'm the owner of You're a Star. I am a singer, songwriter. Hi, if you're just getting to the room. And I am also a small business owner, author of an upcoming book on all things health, natural, family, called It Takes a Village, a modern woman's how to live a positive life. And I'm also a mother of 3, a motivational speaker, and a lover of social collaboration myself. So
awesome. So again, we are here at Resilient Coffee, and I am having a lovely gluten-free poppy seed muffin. I've got my Americano here. The food and the coffee here is awesome. And they have some really interesting, different, very unique coffee blends. They actually roast it here on site. So right now the machine is off. Luckily it was on a little while ago, so it was a little bit noisy. But it's a really cool place. I don't know if you can see behind me the wall.
The denim wall.
Made out of denim.
That is the coolest thing I think I've ever seen.
This is a really, really
Very
cool place.
progressive.
So if you're wanting to come down on a coffee date, this would be a really great place. The atmosphere here is really, really wonderful, and so they've done a really good job here. And of course, we love to support local businesses. So, like I said, we're going to be doing our broadcasts from different various locations around town.
Yes. So, and it's perfect that you bring up where we are and what they do, because I think that takes us exactly where we want to talk today. So, if you're a business owner, if you're an entrepreneur, one of the greatest tips we can give you, being both business owners and entrepreneurs ourselves, is how do we want to word this? Let's see, just relationships. I just keep hearing the word relationships.
Yeah.
Relationships.
Yeah, it was so funny. On my drive over here, I'm sitting there and I'm driving, and it just popped into my head. This whole thing is about relationships, social collaboration. Everything is about relationships, and so I had to get my note thing on my phone on and started talking to my phone so that I could remember to share about that when I got here.
Yeah, and it's funny because as I'm thinking about this new thing we're going to do, this new lunchtime business tips, lunchbox talks, I'm thinking, what are we going to talk about? What are we going to talk about today? We have so much we want to talk about, but what's the first thing? And I keep hearing the word relationships. And let's talk about why. It's incredibly important to have relationships, and I don't want you to hear me wrong here. This is not, did your parents ever tell you, or college roommates, or whatever it's been in your walk of life earlier, did they ever say it's all in who you know? That's not where we're going, I don't think, with this. This is not what I mean when I say relationships. But rather, if you are a coffee manager, maybe by the name of Alfie, that's the manager here, and your bills are paid by making coffee and running a coffee joint, but you have other passions. Everyone does. Crystal has passions outside of her business. I have passions outside of my business. Our business is not who we are. We have so much other things that we want to enjoy, but for so long I feel people have completely separated their work life and then what they're incredibly passionate about. And what I want to say here today is, when you're building relationships, when you're working, when you're enjoying your time off, it's about that coming together. So get out there and share your passions with other people who are like-minded. Get out there and talk to others about what you're passionate about. And that creates this relationship that then comes over to your entrepreneurship, to your small business, to your work life.
Absolutely. So it's about the genuine, authentic relationship building, actually creating friendships and being close with the people who you are doing business with, and doing business with them because you actually like them, and not just because it might be the next best, most convenient thing.
I'm glad you said that, because that's exactly where it is. We used to be a society that was all about who has the best commercial and who has ultimately the best product was like the best thing we were doing with our morals, right? Now it's more about, what is that person doing when they're not on the clock? What are they about? I want to invest in them as a person. I want to invest in them as a friend. So the smartest thing you can do for your business is figure out what you're passionate about when you are honestly being you, when you are being incredibly genuine, and seek out people like you and build those relationships with people like you so that you can build each other up. Your customer is no longer just someone with the wallet. Your customer is now your friend.
Right.
And someone who wants to, again, invest in you. Thank you for the hearts. It's the truest thing I can think of this week. And it keeps showing up in my life. I bring up Alfie from Resilient Coffee here because I'm over at the Food Hub, the Northwest Food Hub up the road, which is all about small business. They're full of volunteers. No one gets paid there because their whole sole purpose is to have sustainability for farmers and get through that season for the people here that doesn't have farmers markets. You know, when it's cold, you can go and buy all natural, wonderful, local food and drinks. And I run into Alfie there, and he is buying milk for another local business. And so I come in here to do a scope and enjoy, and we start talking about the things we're passionate about, and I find out we're both DJs, we're both musicians. This is what I'm talking about. When you have relationships with people, you know, though mine and his just started, we'll now build each other up. You know, we'll now spend time together, I'm sure, in the future, and we'll talk about each other's businesses in a positive and uplifting way.
Right. Yeah, and I think even that kind of goes into how you and I got connected.
Yes.
And how, you know, on Facebook, first and foremost, and I'm seeing her posting about her karaoke
Welcome.
business, which is something that I really enjoy doing. If you follow any of my other scopes, you'll see me on Friday and Saturday nights posting my karaoke posts, which, by the way, this lady right here hired me to help her.
Yeah.
But that all developed because we developed a friendship first.
Yes.
And then found out that we had, you know, common interests after I reached out to her through
Yeah.
Facebook. So,
hello.
Hi.
Wow, you are from afar. Thank you for joining the room.
Thank
Go
you,
ahead and
yes.
share the broadcast and get those hearts flowing if you like what we have to say.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. So, yeah, so, you know, the whole thing is definitely, it's about, you know, building those relationships and being genuine in the relationships. And then where that translates into the social media aspect is then when you're out and about, say, you know, you're going to your favorite coffee place, you're going to your favorite, you know, cafe or lunch place or dinner place or whatever, and you genuinely, you know the owners because you've done a little bit of work, you know, kind of getting to know them personally. Then when you're there and you share on social media, you can genuinely share that. And that
Yes.
energy of that genuine, you know, sharing, that that being in that location, it comes through. It comes through. And so other people, you become an influencer of those people around you, but it has a more genuine appeal to it. And so people, we're using this whole social media thing wrong when we're just doing the whole social media marketing thing and we're
Yes.
posting only about our own stuff.
Yes.
And we're trying hard to sell on social media. It's approaching it kind of the wrong way.
Yes.
I mean, I'm sure it works for big businesses that have a huge, you know, budget for, you know, spending on their advertising. But for those of us who, yeah, and it might not even be working for them, you know, who knows?
Take the same amount of energy, and I mean, I used to do this, and sometimes I fall back into it, and I have to remind
Thank you for
myself
the
to
hearts.
stop. Yes, thank you for the hearts. Take the same amount of energy that you go into posting, I have this sale, and I have this going on this week. Take the same amount of energy, or even just half of that energy that you put in every week. Continue posting your stuff that's all about you, but just try this. Just for 1 week even. Take half that energy and go out and meet people, or get online and meet people who are like-minded and really that you can genuinely believe in, and then start talking to them and start talking to others and sharing what they're doing, and watch what happens. It's way more significant than the old way.
Absolutely, absolutely. One of the things that I noticed as I was, you know, sort of doing some Facebook marketing, thanks for joining, was that, you know, when people were sharing the post, they were getting 100 times more activity on those posts. And so, you know, of course we know that there's sort of a trick to, you know, creating shareable content. But for me, with what we're talking about here with social collaboration, it's not about me sharing my stuff. It's about me sharing her stuff. Mm-hmm. It's about me, you know, coming to a place like this and letting people know what's great about this place, or, you know, talking about, you know, some of my other friends that I have in business. So that's really, you know, what I wanted to, you know, talk about today. And then, of course, being on Periscope, for those of our people maybe on the replay who are watching this on Facebook, hopping on Periscope and getting really comfortable and getting used to kind of putting yourself out there. This is such a fun and new way of doing this as well. Yeah,
because you're no longer just sitting there reading something that you are sitting at your kitchen or on your couch going, yay, I really like this, I'm so excited. Instead, you're there able to comment back and tell them exactly how excited you are. I get on other people's Periscopes that I genuinely appreciate what they have to say. And I'm so excited to get in the room and ask questions. You can't do that when you're just looking at an advertisement, right? Or another share. Periscope is opening a whole new world for us. It's really, really exciting.
Absolutely. I'm really thrilled about it. And so I'm going to give a shout out to my friend Jessica L. Welch.
Yeah.
She is the person who introduced me to Periscope. I actually
very
saw
cool.
a link on her Facebook page, and I clicked through and watched one of her Periscope posts.
Great
broadcasts.
scoper.
She's awesome. And so if you want to follow her, definitely go over there. She really likes to help moms to sort of have systems in place that help them to be more productive, more successful. And actually for anyone, she did a scope this morning that was really awesome.
Yeah.
About what was it? She was talking about
preparing for your next
preparing
day.
for the day, for your day the night before, and how it actually helps you sleep better when you have everything kind of prepared ahead of time.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start doing that.
That spoke to me. I think I might too.
Yeah, because I was like, well, okay, what am I doing the night before? Oh, I'm just sitting there watching my shows.
I can lay out my clothes. We can do that.
I could do that.
And see what we're doing right now is exactly what we're talking about. This is a relationship. I didn't know Jessica a week ago. She hopped on one of our scopes and she went, I'm going to give hearts and I'm going to ask some questions and I'm going to comment and I'm going to share. And now here we are. Genuinely, we have watched a few of her scopes. Genuinely, we like what she has to say. So we are genuinely sharing that with the world.
Exactly.
And it's just a big, huge circle. If you just put a little bit of energy into building up relationships with like-minded other entrepreneurs, other business owners, other moms, other just people, that's what our new commercial world is all about.
Exactly. It's a whole new paradigm that's been happening, over time, but it's here. And it's definitely, if you're in business and you're using the internet to promote yourself, then this is kind of the way things are going, and it's so much more rewarding to help others, and get the end result as, helping yourself as well.
And one more thing I think before we go to questions that I just thought of. Welcome to the room if you're just joining. I hope that you hit the rewind button and get some of the meat that we shared before, but we've got a little bit more. Also, I don't have all the answers. Do you have all the answers,
No.
Crystal?
No.
I don't have all the answers. And when I hop on someone else's social media, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Periscope, whether it's Instagram, they're sharing with me something that they genuinely think helped them, helped someone else. Maybe there's been some research put behind it. Who knows? But it's great information. And I take so much from that. You can do the same. And then on the other end, I hope that when I get on, I'm sharing something that's valuable to someone else. And that's really what it's all about. We don't all have all the answers. And there are so many people out there that can share that if we just get on and we collaborate with each other and we build those relationships up, all of our businesses, all of our lives will be greatly affected.
Exactly. So I don't see that there's too many people on the scope over here. However, that's perfectly fine. If you decide that you're watching it on the replay, you can still give the hearts when you're watching on the replay. And of course, now that we're going to be doing this every Thursday. So hopefully you can tune in and join us on Thursdays.
Yes.
And it is Lunchbox Talk, so we're inviting you to brown bag it, bring a brown bag lunch, or go someplace for your lunch and tune in, watch the broadcast, and actually engage and participate and communicate with us and tell us what your thoughts are, and hopefully we'll bring good content and good information, and if we don't know, then we can find out and we can talk about it the next time.
It's the beauty of Periscope. It's wonderful and raw and completely unedited. So you get to see all the mess ups and all the great stuff. Real quick, before we let you go, if you do like where this relationship is going, make sure that you seek us out by adding us. My handle is, by following on Periscope if you're on Periscope, or get that free app because it's not that hard to get on Periscope, and then follow the @ capital TARA, Tara Lynn Mendoza for myself.
And mine is @cclaritymedia, and that's C for Crystal, Clarity Media. And also other social media, if you're on other social media, definitely join us on other
Facebook,
other social
Instagram platforms. Seek us out, and we would love to have a relationship with you.
Hi, Marianne. We're actually just wrapping up, and so thank you for joining, but definitely check out the replay. Hopefully there was some good content that we shared here today. And
yeah, and if you guys have any questions, do ask now. We can stick around for a few seconds, not a big deal.
Yeah.
All right.
And I think there's been a little bit of glitchiness on Periscope on broadcast today too, because I couldn't really hang out too long on there this morning when I was watching.
Yeah, it was a little glitchy.
Yeah. So all right, well, we are gonna then sign off here, and I'm gonna finish my poppy seed muffin, which is gluten-free. I did not expect to be able to have anything today. Hi from Ohio. Thank you again for joining. We're at a local coffee spot, so we're going to finish our coffee.
Thank you.
Thank you for the hearts.
He's like, I'm late, but I love you.
And we love you too. And definitely check out the replay. Okay?
Yes.
All right.
Thanks so much. Have a beautiful day.
Thanks.
Blessings.
Bye.